Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Two Department of Defense officials have said President Donald Trump has been briefed on a wide range of covert and military tools for use in Iran. Long-range missile strikes remain an option for a potential US intervention, but Pentagon officials have also presented cyber operations and psychological campaign responses. Trump announced a 25% tariff on goods from countries with commercial ties to Iran on Monday, as rights groups say more than 600 protesters have been killed in 3 weeks of anti-government protests. Videos continue to emerge of body bags lining the streets, even though capturing such moments on camera has become incredibly risky. Iran's foreign minister said Tehran is open to talks with Washington, but remains prepared for war.
They are risking their lives coming to the streets. They risk their lives to send us information. So it's really important that we believe in them and everything that they're saying. We have seen protests in every province across the country, in hundreds of cities.
A high-stakes appeal by far-right French politician Marine Le Pen has started against a ruling that banned her from running for public office for 5 years. Le Pen was found guilty last year of embezzling EU funds, and if the ban is upheld, she will not be able to stand in the 2027 presidential election. She denies any wrongdoing and, as the appeal was about to start, told reporters she was hopeful about the outcome. On Monday, the president of her National Rally Party said barring her from the election would be deeply worrying for democracy. The death toll in a collapsed landfill in the central Philippines has risen to 11. The landslide occurred at the Binalore landfill in Cebu City last week, while more than 100 workers were on the site. Rescuers have so far pulled 12 injured people out of the debris, but more than 20 people still remain missing. One local fire official had earlier said it was unlikely for people to still be alive 3 days after tons of debris collapsed over them. But signs of life were detected in the debris during a search on Monday. That's according to Cebu City Mayor, who added that officials remain in rescue mode. At least 20 people have been killed by a wild elephant in 9 days in the eastern Indian city of Jharkhand. That's according to an official, adding that the animal is yet to be captured. The deaths occurred between the 1st and the 9th of January in Chaibasa and Kolan forest areas of West Singhbum district, which are part of the largest sal forests in Asia. Human-elephant conflict has been reported in the region for years, with officials and researchers linking it to shrinking forest cover, habitat fragmentation, and increased human activity near elephant corridors. Prosecutors have asked for South Korea's former president Yoon Suk-yeol to be handed a death sentence if he is found guilty over his botched attempt to impose martial law. A court in Seoul heard closing arguments in Yoon's trial, in which he was accused of being the ringleader of an insurrection. The charge stems from Yoon's attempt in December 2024 to impose military rule in South Korea, an act that lasted just hours but plunged the country into political turmoil. He was later impeached by Parliament and detained to face trial. Morocco says a 7-year drought has ended following abundant winter rainfall that has replenished dams and eased pressure on agriculture. The water minister said rainfall is up 95% from last year and above the seasonal average, with dam levels rising to 46% nationwide. The rains have brought relief after years of water shortages that cut crop yields, reduced livestock numbers, and accelerated investment in desalination projects. The government of Ghana says it has paid $1.47 billion to clear long-standing debts in the energy sector, a move officials say has restored stability to the country's power system and rebuilt investor confidence. The Ministry of Finance said the payments included $597 million to fully reinstate a World Bank partial risk guarantee that had been exhausted under the previous administration. The guarantee helped unlock nearly $8 billion in private investment for the offshore Cape Three Points field and the Sankofa gas project. And Rosita Salvador Mabuyango has died after battling against a blood disorder anemia for years. That's according to her family. Rosita became known as Miracle Baby after being born in a tree which her mother had climbed to escape flooding in Mozambique. Carolina and Rosita were photographed in Washington in July 2000 during a short trip. According to her sister, she had been in hospital for more than 2 weeks, where she eventually died on Monday morning. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.